Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining. So today, as you can tell from the title, I am just going to be sharing with you a little bit about juicing and one of the recipes that I have been enjoying lately, especially this time of the year when it's winter where I'm at and there's lots of sickness and illness going around. Helps me to feel energetic, helps me to stay healthy despite all of the things that are going around. And I think it's one that can help to introduce you to juicing if you are not someone who's tried it before. And I'm going to share with you a little bit about my journey into juicing and some of the positive benefits that I personally have experienced since I have been juicing, and hopefully give you some tools so that you can also benefit from this, what I consider a natural health remedy from many of the things that we are faced with. But before I get into that, let me introduce myself. My name is Nicole, and I am a nurse practitioner with a background in family medicine. Of course, in my heart, I am probably more naturopathic in my approach. I really enjoy exploring natural remedies. And on this channel, I help Black women ages 40 and up to create the life that they want to live rather than the one that was assigned to them. On this channel, I talk about things related to health and wellness, medical tourism, and international travel. So if that is something that you were interested in, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel, comment, give it a thumbs up so that you stay up to date with regard to some of the videos and information that I will be sharing. So yes, today we are talking about juicing, and I am here in my kitchen. I have some things that I'm going to be juicing today. One of the recipes that I've been enjoying. So I've already washed all of these vegetables and I'm just gonna chop. I got a pineapple here. I've got some yellow bell pepper, some oranges or clementines, and lemons, and one of my favorite juice ingredients, which is a knob of ginger. So So here it is. So as you saw, I actually did end up adding a little bit of carrot into this. So very good. I like ginger, so this is definitely a sweeter juice. Not something that I would recommend on a daily basis. Definitely more of a treat kind of a juice. A lot sweeter than what I would normally do, but I was actually making this for my kids as well. And actually I have quite a bit because my kids are kind of starting to enjoy juice as well, and they prefer the sweeter ones. They kind of don't care for the green juices as much as I do. So for me personally, I would probably do this as more of a shot than probably drink the whole thing, just because it is kind of sweet due to the pineapple. But the lemon, the ginger are coming through, the carrot is coming through. I really do enjoy those. But I did want to share with you some of the things that I have noticed as I have begun incorporating juice as a part of my routine. When I'm able to, I juice 2 to 3 times a week, more or less, depending on what I'm doing or what my goal is. But one of the things that I've noticed is the significant change in my body odor. Um, I never was one who considered myself to have a bad body odor. However, I will say that once I started drinking juice more consistently, and as I mentioned, I started with like celery juice and cucumber juice, green juices. I started with green juices. There was definitely a sweeter, milder body odor. And I really started to appreciate that and consider that more normal. So now when I'm not juicing, my normal body odor is a little bit averse to me. And I prefer the way that I smell when I am drinking juice as part of my routine. The other thing that I've noticed since I've been incorporating juice into my routine is that I have noticed that it seems as though my immune system is healthier. I still do patient care. I still work with patients and have a lot of contact. And in particular, this time of the year, which is winter, and you can probably see the snow out here behind me. Um, there's just lots of sickness going around in this region with cold, cough, flu, sinus infections. So I am exposed to that a lot of the time if I'm in clinic seeing patients. And what I've noticed is that I don't get sick as easily as I was previous to drinking juice. And also, if I do get sick, I don't stay sick as long. Definitely, the ingredients that I showed you for this recipe have some benefits, including like the ginger. The ginger, the lemon are really good for boosting your immune system, boosting your energy, overall positive. The other thing that I've noticed is improvement in my digestion. I will say that I'm not somebody who has suffered from digestive issues or really had any major concerns in that area, but what I've definitely noticed is regularity and consistency in that area, top notch. Very predictable, very smooth and easy process. I not dealing with things such as bloating, which can periodically come depending on what I'm eating. But I notice that when I'm incorporating juice, um, I'm not prone to developing the normal bloating that I might get if I'm not juicing. The other thing that I've noticed is a decrease in like anxiousness, anxiety, I'll call it, um, racing thoughts, overall improvement in my mood when I'm juicing. And so for me, positive mental health benefit. I find that when I lay down at night to sleep and to rest, that I'm able to quiet my mind more readily if I'm incorporating juice into my diet. And I don't know, I'm not 100%, I can't say that it's 100% juice, or is it the fact that juice is replacing other things that I would have consumed that day. Um, I definitely will be more prone to having a coffee if I am not incorporating juice into my routine, just because my energy levels tend to be lower if I'm not juicing. Um, I also noticed that I don't have as many cravings for sweets, for sweet foods, and I also started to crave more vegetables. For me, one thing that I really enjoyed about juicing is it's really opened such a large landscape of vegetables for me to try through juicing that I wouldn't necessarily be willing to try if I was going to eat them, because juicing makes it so much easier. I don't really have to figure out what to do with it, how to prepare it. Just juicing it is definitely something that I'm capable of doing. And then when I get the flavor, when I'm exposed to this flavor more regularly, I find that I crave it, and I'm really more willing to maybe taste it in a food or try it outside of juicing. And then I start to crave it. I went through this summer, I was doing a juice with beet, ginger, red cabbage, really, really delicious juice. And beets I really love, but I really hadn't found a recipe that I was really good at cooking that I could eat beets on a regular basis. But through juicing, I was able to have beets on a consistent basis when they were in season in this area, and I really, really loved it. And then one of the final aspects that I really have enjoyed and noticed for myself with adding juicing to my regimen has been a decrease in the mental fog and just feeling more clarity. Of course, with the type of work that I do, it does require that I'm mentally clear, mentally alert. I'm diagnosing, I'm prescribing, I'm writing notes to patients. I'm having to sit down and listen and listening to their symptoms and having to put things together in order to come up with diagnoses. That requires a high level of mental clarity, alertness, and in particular when you are seeing a lot of patients during the day, maybe with symptoms that are similar. Healthcare and medicine is seasonal. So during this season, we see a lot of the same thing. So you definitely have to be sure that you're mentally clear in order to keep things separate, in order to do your job well. And so I definitely notice the improvement in mental clarity, energy, less irritability overall, and just a general, I guess I would call it a general sense of well-being. And I guess I'm going to describe that by saying that somehow when I'm juicing, it makes me feel as if I'm doing something healthy for myself. And with that being said, it makes me more likely to choose healthier things throughout the day. So I have noticed that on the days that I actually do juice, and I don't necessarily do it every day, but on the days that I juice, I have a tendency to make healthier choices throughout that day. So I would have been more likely to work out that day. I would have been more likely to do some activity, some movement. I would have been more likely to not overindulge in an unhealthy meal. Yeah, it's just overall for me, it's been a good experience. So let me know if you've tried juicing or if you think you want to try it. If you're kind of on the fence and you have questions, leave them in the comments below. And certainly tell me if you have juice, if you've had a good experience. I definitely want to consider juicing while traveling, just because when I'm traveling, there's so many fruits and vegetables that I may not normally be exposed to that I'd love to have an opportunity to taste or somehow, consume. And I don't always have a large enough appetite to get to everything when I'm traveling. So I feel like juicing is one way that perhaps I could begin to incorporate more exotic fruits and vegetables in my diet that are seasonal and local and organic while traveling. So looking into that. But that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me for today.